إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده ربي لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وقائدنا وأستاذنا ومعلمنا محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله الطاهرين وصحابته الميامين وعلى كل من اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته واقتفى أثره إلى يوم الدين. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. أوصيكم ونفسي المقصرة أولا بتقوى الله سبحانه فإن من اتقاه وقاه ومن سأله أعطاه ومن توكل عليه كفاه. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. جعلني الله وإياكم من عباده المتقين الفائزين الذاكرين آمين اللهم آمين. O you who believe, do not let death approach you except in the state of taqwa, in the state of piety and righteousness. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those whom live and die upon Islam, Iman and taqwa. Ameen Allahumma ameen. تقبل الله منا ومنكم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all. As we sit in this hall, there are millions of people that have traveled to Mecca to perform Hajj, to fulfill the fifth pillar of Islam. People standing on the valley of Arafat, calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fulfilling the rituals of Hajj. People that have traveled from around the world to commemorate the legacy of Ibrahim alayhi salam, to revive the ruh, the spirit of Ibrahim alayhi salam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes His Prophet Ibrahim, He said, Inna Ibrahim kana ummah. Ibrahim alayhi salam was a nation by himself. He stood strong like a nation by himself. He is a nation that nations study and get to learn from and understand his story and what brought about his legacy. Why did Allah praise Ibrahim alayhi salam? Why is Ibrahim alayhi salam acknowledged by different religious traditions? The most respected figure in these different religious traditions alayhi salam. Why do we say Father Ibrahim alayhi salam? Many lessons to learn from this beautiful and strong individual every single year. And one of the greatest lessons that we learn from Ibrahim alayhi salam is his steadfastness. That Ibrahim, his strength was equal to the strength of a nation. And it is possible for someone to remain strong. It is possible for someone to take on such challenges where he or she represent a whole ummah. Ibrahim alayhi salam, yes, was a prophet of Allah, but we are asked to follow the steps of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's prophets. You see Ibrahim alayhi salam from a very young age remaining firm on his deen, standing against his own father, the father that raised him, the father that provided for him. But when it came to Allah, when it came to deen, Allah was his priority. And this is why Ibrahim alayhi salam was chosen. That we choose Allah before the closest people to us. Imagine if these individuals are the ones that are calling us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Listening to them and listening to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's call. Ibrahim remained firm even though his father was the first person to fight his message, that stood against his message, that called people to stone Ibrahim alayhi salam, but he remained firm. Ibrahim alayhi salam stood firm against his society, the society that he existed in, his community, his qawm. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. When he approached his people and told them, why are you worshiping these idols? It was his people that plotted against him. It was his people that wanted to kill Ibrahim and to place him in the fire, even though he was a very respectful person, even though he embraced the people, he was a loving individual, but because he stood against the norm, the status quo, Ibrahim alayhi salam was immediately eliminated. And they were ready to just destroy Ibrahim alayhi salam, but he remained firm. And it is difficult to stay strong when society is telling you something else. When society is telling you to bend, to be weakened by your own circle, peer pressure, your friends, your schools, and you remain firm against all of these challenges because your goal, your objective is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If one understands their objective, they know why they're doing what they're doing. They know why they're standing for what they're standing for and why they've embraced the message of Islam. Why have they embraced the akhlaqiyat, the character and the behaviors of Islam? It allows them to remain firm. And Ibrahim alayhi salam now was threatened to be exiled, to be taken out from his community. But he remained firm alayhi salam. He was not shaken whatsoever. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts another challenge in Ibrahim alayhi salam's way. He moves on alayhi salam and he begins to travel to realize people that were engaging in worshipping the stars. Ibrahim alayhi salam remained firm, held on to his deen, never compromised, never gave up. But he was still nice and he was still caring and he was still a loving individual. Compromise is one thing. Compromise is one thing. But going on and engaging with Islamic character is something that Islam calls us to do. But we don't compromise when it comes to our faith. We may talk, we may engage, but we don't compromise. Ibrahim alayhi salam is asked now to travel to Mecca. And another form of submission takes place. And steadfastness, a beautiful example of istiqamah and steadfastness takes place. After building himself with only having Sarah and Hajar and Ismail alayhi salam, imagine Ibrahim was kicked out from his people, from his nation. He was found alone. And his greatest support, his support system was Sarah, Hajar and Ismail alayhi salam. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Ibrahim, place them in the middle of nowhere, literally, in the middle of nowhere. No people, no life, no animals, nothing, no water, no sign of life whatsoever. Place your family in Mecca. And Ibrahim alayhi salam remains firm. Hajar alayhi salam stands firmly accepting the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it just shows you that they did not see the fruits of their sacrifice and steadfastness. But we have to have an ummah that is willing to sacrifice for the coming generations. We may not see the fruits of what we're doing. People will criticize us for being backward, back-minded, people that are not relevant, people that are not as accepting. But the future generations will pay the price for the decisions that we make today. And Ibrahim alayhi salam, with Hajar, his blessed wife, tells her, Allah has commanded me to place you in this location. And her heart, filled with iman, embraces the hukum, the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She was also a person of istiqamah, of steadfastness. Ismail from a young age was a person of steadfastness. Ibrahim alayhi salam, when Ismail gets older and he is commanded to sacrifice his own son, a very difficult decision. And you could consider this as one of his greatest trials alayhi salatu wassalam. And subhanallah, shaitan comes in between him and that sacrifice and that command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you open your TV and you see people, or on your phones and you see people stoning al-jamarat, this was Ibrahim declaring war against temptations, against desires. It's a symbolic ibadah that reminds you of what it means to stay strong. We are not stoning shaitan himself by engaging in that act. But we see millions of people that declare war against shaitan, against their desires, against their temptations, fulfilling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command, where shaitan begins to whisper to Ibrahim, why should you do this? Don't do this. Don't do this. And Ibrahim gets up and he stones 7 times the first time. He stones 7 times the second time. He stones 7 times the third time, declaring war against shaitan. And he fulfills the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على النبي المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله الطاهرين وبعد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. What is Ibrahim alayhi salam known for today? How many people remember Ibrahim? You in the West, you in America, and people all around the world, in your tahiyyat, you said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad, kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. When people go to Hajj, they are reviving the spirit of Ibrahim by going around the Kaaba, by going to Mina and Arafat. When you go through Sa'i and Marwa, you remember our mother Hajar alayha salam wa radiyallahu anha, and her legacy and her understanding of sacrifice and what she gave up for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is time for us to realize that what we do today will affect everyone tomorrow. The Sahaba Ridwanullah alayhim were special and were considered among the selected few because they were submissive to the will of Allah and they remained firm. That does not mean that a person will live a life of excellence, but you are not moved by the masses, you are not moved by the people. To our families, we live in the West, but how much will we embrace from the West that will eventually destruct our families? For our students that are in school and their overall intention is to serve Allah and this deen and to serve people positively, how much from these cultures that you and I will embrace that will affect our religion? When we look at our inner circles, are they affecting us negatively and allowing us to compromise in our faith? Standing firm is a must in the time that we're living in today, making sure that we share our principles, be proud of what we stand for. And keep in mind that you and I will always be criticized when standing up for justice, when standing up for purity, when standing up for religious practices, religious freedoms. You and I will always be criticized. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the people of Lut. When Lut alayhi salam stood up for what is right, the response of his people, إِنَّهُمْ أُنَاسٌ يَتَطَهَّرُونَ. They are people of purity and integrity. He was criticized for being good. إِنَّهُمْ أُنَاسٌ يَتَطَهَّرُونَ. And subhanAllah, it shows you that sometimes we may experience something very similar. When standing up for good, you will not always be embraced because you are standing for something special. Abdullah ibn Hudhaf al-Sahmi radiyallahu anhu arda, when he stood in the presence of the Roman king wanted him to compromise by saying one word that goes against his faith. But he remained firm radiyallahu anhu arda. And in the end, the only thing that the Roman king was able to get from Abdullah ibn Hudhaf al-Sahmi, this amazing Sahabi, is that if you kiss me on the head, I will free all the Muslims. That was the furthest he was willing to go for Allah. And because the lives of people were put on the line, he gets up and he kisses the Roman king on the head and he frees all the Muslims. And that was the only condition. He was not willing to give up. He was not willing to compromise. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us among those who remain strong through knowledge, remain strong through their Islam, through their faith. May Allah preserve our iman, the iman that we've worked so hard for, the iman that we've received generation after generation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not make us the people that lose iman after 10 generations, 20 generations. We ask Allah to not make us among those people. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the people that are able to carry Islam for the next 100 generations, where Islam does not stop through us and end by us, where we stand responsible in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah preserve our youth and keep them strong as they enter their schools, their colleges, and get to learn different curriculums. May Allah preserve their iman and may them not be tested through their faith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve our families, our communities. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Kullu amin wa antum bi khair. Please keep us in your du'as, and you all inshallah are in our prayers. May Allah revive iman in our hearts, keep us united, keep us strong. May Allah preserve you all. Kullu amin wa antum bi khair wa taqabbal Allahu minna wa minkum salih al-a'mal. Please enjoy your Eid today. It's called Eid for a reason, where people get together. It is a communal event where people give salam, enjoy, and inshallah there's beautiful activities outside to enjoy the weather. Bi'idhnillah, you enjoy it. جزاكم الله خيرا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطاهرين.